Good afternoon. Welcome to Citycast. We continue to bring to you stories from all across Bangalore. This is Shantan Chandra.
And I am Ritesh Roy, and here are the top stories. Contractors struggle to run Indira canteens.
Price of electronic products to go up.
Karnataka state budget does not have any allocation for Indira canteens. Contractors find operating Indira canteens difficult. Our reporter Tarab Zaidi will tell us more about it.
With BBMP owing the contractors 22 crore, the contractors find it difficult to run the canteens. Initially, the canteens were given 100 crore per year, but since April, BBMP has not given them any money.
10 महीने से पेमेंट नहीं आया, इसके लिए अभी स्टाफ का सैलरी अभी 2 महीने से नहीं दिया.
Canteen serves around 400 meals per day and was set up to cater to the needs of the financially weaker section of the society. But now without funds, this service won't last for long, says canteen manager Vinod.
ಈ ಯಾಕೆಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಜನಗಳು ಬಿಟ್ಟೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ 2 ತಿಂಗಳ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಕಾರಣ ಇಷ್ಟೇ, ಅವರು ತುಂಬ ಬಡವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಮಕ್ಕಳು.
In addition, contractors have not been able to pay their utility bills for the premises. Contractors say they will not be able to survive longer than a month or two unless they are paid.
We have requested the government to give a provision of a 220 crore fund in its upcoming budget.
The Karnataka Budget 2021 that came out yesterday did not have provision for Indira canteens, leaving the people who depend on these canteens for food at a standstill. This is Tarab Zaidi signing off for City.
The cost of manufacturing electronic goods has gone up. Our reporter Shreya Sopa tells us why.
The limited availability of raw materials like copper, aluminium to manufacture white goods is considered as the main reason for the hike in their prices. The electronic coils and components manufacturers say that the raw material scarcity will increase the selling cost by 1.5 times.
There is no problem in my assembly processes. All value chain is okay. Only the input material cost is increased by 20%. So 20% increase of material cost, I will reflect as 29 rupees in the selling cost.
For consumer durable goods manufacturer Siemens, the shortage is due to delay in receiving the raw material on time.
Those 10 to 15% cost has increased. So basically, if any of these material costs increase, the goods products and consumer may not be recommending this, because sudden increase nobody will accept. So we'll have to gradually increase.
The member of Bangalore Electronic Association says that compared to last year, the prices of electronic products have increased by 20%.
As an industry, it was a very good time. It was booming time, and we have done good business basically in lockdown. Hardware industry, especially overall IT industry, they have increased about 50% in lockdown.
A report from Indian Electronics and Semiconductor Association states that demand for electronics will grow from 14% to 16% from 2021 to 25.
So similarly, we'll see the prices of AC and other equipments also will eventually go higher, because there is the kind of demand that has came in. The producers have that leverage to pass on the increase in input cost on the consumers.
With the consumers going digital in the pandemic, there would be an abrupt increase in the purchasing demand of the electronic appliances. This is Shreya Sopa reporting for Citycast.
Oil mills in Yashwanthpur struggle. Our reporter tells us why there is no demand in their services.
Coconut oil mill owners see a drop in demand. They now have only 10 to 15 customers per day. Earlier, coconut oil mills used to mill an average of about 1,000 liters of oil every month. Most of the customers have stopped going because the area of the mills are usually small and congested, and not many people enforce social distancing. Most of the customers have stopped going because the area of the mills are usually small and congested, and not many people enforce social distancing. Oil mill owners are surprised by the lack of demand, as the end product is safe and customers can see it with their own eyes.
The government should think about bringing small mill owners under an umbrella, as it would help boost their business and also give confidence to the customers to start buying from them again.
With customers unwilling to go to oil mills, they are in danger of closing shop. This is Shreya Matthews reporting for Citycast.
Stay tuned. We will be back after a short break.
Welcome back. Construction workers without safety gear suffer from injuries and deaths on site. Our reporter Roshni Nair tells us more about it.
Police records show 313 workers died on construction sites between 2015 to 2019. International Labour Organization reported 165 of every 1,000 construction workers get injured on the job daily in India. Workers say the contractors do not provide them with safety gear or protective equipment.
कुछ नहीं है सामान अपने पास में लगाने के लिए, कुछ नहीं है, मास्क वगैरह ये सभी है ही नहीं तो क्या पहनेंगे। पूरा जाता है, अंदर जाता है, पूरा बिल्कुल बेकार हो जाता है आदमी। कुछ नहीं, सुपरवाइजर को नहीं, एक 8 दिन में एक बार आता है, देख के चला जाता है।
A research paper by IIT stated that 48,000 workers die on site every year in India. The president of Builders Association India stated that only big construction projects are provided with safety gear.
Small construction places they are not providing. Big construction areas and all we used to provide. In less than more than 1 acre, 2 acre places, right. We used to provide. If you construct one tower, every tower we used to have minimum 2 supervisors.
The Labour Department says they conduct inspections twice every month to check whether safety protocols are being followed.
And other construction workers Conditions of Service Act. In this act, there are provisions of law for looking after the safety. What are the safety provisions? What are the safety?
Experts say the lack of organised registration makes it difficult to give them free safety toolkits or educate them about safety measures. The All India Trade Union says there are more than 28 lakh registered construction workers in Karnataka, whereas the unregistered workers are in crores.
Department or whoever comes for inspection, they provide. Supposed to give a training for those workers. Right from the welfare board, we have training scheme is also there.
Experts stress on the need for more frequent and strict inspections of construction sites to prevent more disasters. This is reporter Roshi Nair signing off for CityCast.
The toxic waste in Bilandur Lake is resulting in depleting marine life. Our reporter Antara Gupta tells us about the impact it has on the fishermen's livelihood.
The fishermen near the Bilandur Lake area say that the fishes do not grow well because of the polluted water. As a result, their sales have gone down by at least 40% in the past 5 years. The fishermen who used to earn about rupees 500 to 800 in a day now can barely survive.
ನನ್ನೊಟ್ಟಿಗಿದ್ದ ಮೀನು ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಆಚೆ ಈಚೆ ಮೀನು ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬನೇ ಉಳಿದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. BBMP ಯಾರು ಕೇರ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
According to BWSSB, the ideal biochemical oxygen demand must be 25 mg per litre. However, now due to high levels of toxins let into the lake, mainly from Agara pumping station, indicate that BOD now is 180 mg per litre. This has resulted not only depleting flora and fauna but also the lake catching fire. The experts insist that a sustainable solution is the need of the hour. They say that the quality of fishes have gone down because they swallow the debris in the water.
No EIA or environmental impact assessment has been done by the government. Please keep a scientific approach to this solution and have a long-term solution rather than having short-term solution.
The quality of Bilandur Lake continues to deteriorate, forcing decades-old fishing occupation to come to a halt. Experts insist that only carefully assessed scientific solution could save the lake and the livelihood of the fishermen. This is Antara Gupta for CityCast, signing off.
Toy libraries are in demand in the city. Our reporter Arpita tells us how these libraries are thriving.
The Toy Library Association, called Children Toy Foundation, with 105 registered libraries, say on an average their subscriptions have gone up by 40 to 50%.
Post-COVID time, especially after Diwali, we are seeing an increment in our monthly subscription by 15 to 20%. And we have also seen that parents nowadays prefer to rent toys rather than buying one because it is cost effective.
The librarians say the demand for sand puzzles, Lego board and wooden blocks have gone up. They say parents prefer educational toys for their children.
Every toy costs around 500 to 600 rupees and subscriptions are around 2000 for 2 months and n number of toys are available.
The experts suggest parents should not just give educational toys but give all kinds of toys that their child enjoys to play with.
See, parents are opting for more educational toys because I think they are fearing that their children will be left behind as physical classes are also not happening. So, they are constantly behind making their children smart.
Parents continue to rent more educational toys. On the other hand, toy libraries hope to continue surviving in the business in coming days. I am Arpita Ajay Kumar reporting for CityCast.
Thank you for watching.
Do log on to www.citycast.in for more such stories.